I was just curious about like what it would be like. This old cat told me, he was like, man, you hit this still, man, you nut on yourself. I was like, that's interesting.
But I mean, come on now. Like, you grew up here in Atlanta. You know the effect that crack has had on the black community. I mean, you literally grew up in that. All right, we're close to the same age. And so, you know, I mean, tell me, like,
why would you do that? I thought the same thing. Like, it was always a strange thing to hear, like, a young person or somebody
that's in this generation kind of like choosing to do that.
But it was, once I kind of got into the lifestyle where I saw it, you know, up close, is you stop thinking that people don't even do anything.
Why was you even around that type of environment in the first place?
When you're living in your car.
Okay, so this is so I mean, if I asked your wife, why did she divorce you? What do you think she would tell me?
I think she'd probably tell you.
What's up, YouTube? Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Listen, if you want to support the channel financially, hit the super thanks button. Any amount is much appreciated. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews, out here with another one. So we got my man out here today. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing okay. I'm making it, man. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking.
Not a problem.
So are you homeless?
I am.
Okay. And so how old are you?
I'm 37. Just recently turned. My birthday was May 18th.
May 18th?
Yes, sir.
Man, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. All right. And so 37. And so how long have you been homeless?
I'll say off and on for about like 7 months, 7, 8 months.
7, 8 months?
Yes, sir.
And so what was it that happened 7, 8 months ago that caused you to become homeless?
Well, I went through a tumultuous relationship with my wife. We went through a divorce. A little before that, while we were separated, I started doing drugs.
What drugs?
I did crack initially, and then I started messing around with methamphetamine.
Okay. Which one is kind of your drug of choice?
Methamphetamine, for sure.
Okay, all right. When the last time you did some meth?
It's been a minute now. Right now, my main focus is really just kind of facilitating things, getting back to my daughter. It's prime objective. It's my obsession.
You say the prime objective is to do what now?
To get back to my daughter. I got a 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And,
so I was about to say, so is that your only child?
Yes.
Okay, and that was with your wife?
Yes.
Are y'all still legally married?
No, we're divorced legally.
Divorced? And so how long ago did the divorce become official?
October of last year.
October 21?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so I guess ever since then, that's about the 7, 8 months that you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much. I was living in my car, and then my car got stolen, and then, you know, it's just a unnatural progression of nonsense.
Did they ever find your car?
Yeah, they did. It was they found it in a car lot type deal. The guys who had stolen it, I guess they were beat to death. Something totally unrelated. Yeah. And then 5 months ago, I was shot in the head. It was mistaken identity around the corner at Crossroads. So it's been a rough.
Crossroads is a dangerous area, man.
Yeah.
I was just telling somebody that the other day, man. Like, of all the places where people can go pick up mail and do things like that,
not good.
I say stay away from Crossroads, man.
I think that's good advice, man.
Yep. All right, man. And so, okay, so let's start from the beginning, man. So where you from?
I'm born and bred in Atlanta. I am.
All right, man. Shout out ATL, man.
No doubt.
All day, you feel me? What side, man?
Man, West Side.
Shout out to West Side.
It's
all right.
Side,
hey, man, you know, I'm from the East, man, but it's all love, all ATL, man. And so, all right, and so growing up here in Atlanta, did you have both your mom and your dad in the household?
I did. I was very fortunate.
Okay, were they married?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have any brothers and sisters?
I have 2 younger brothers.
2 younger brothers? How much younger?
Andrew is 4 years younger, and my youngest is Delbert. He's 6 years younger.
Okay, so were y'all close growing up?
We were. We've always been close, with the exception of this. I relinquished some information, hoping for some understanding, and my brother kind of let it out of the bag, and I became estranged from my family.
What information?
Then I started to dabble in drugs, and you know, that's where I was at that time. And
you was with him?
No. I was just being honest with my brother. He had asked me something. I confided in him, and it kind of blew up in my face.
So what did he ask you?
Was I messing with drugs? I guess he was seeing some things. I was moving a little differently than I typically would have. I'm a pretty conscientious, like even-tempered guy, and he kind of noticed a change. So he asked me, and I eventually told him.
And so when you told him, what happened?
He went on Facebook and told everybody to basically not to give me money and stuff. So it kind of blew up my spot. And
he took it to Facebook?
He didn't know any better. As I said, he's my youngest brother. I think he had good intentions, but his good intentions turned into a tumultuous situation for me.
So I mean, you say tumultuous. What happened? Like, did your family disown you, or like?
Absolutely,
100%. Was there a reason for that? Was there an incident that occurred?
No, it's just that in my family, drugs are just very taboo. We don't have like a lot of that, and the only person that is acquainted with that, like it's kind of like a black sheep. So I guess like they were seeing a lot of commonality and some.
So you was reminding them of the black sheep,
right,
of the family, whoever that is. Okay. And so, when was the first time that we did crack? What age?
Honestly, it was pretty recent. I had never really dabbled in really hard drugs outside of like weed, little ecstasy in there.
Right, weed, smacks, and maybe some alcohol, stuff like that. But as far as the crack goes, what age?
35 going on 36.
What made you do that for the first time?
I was curious, and then I was kind of down about my relationship. It was really more of a sexual like kind of thing I wanted to kind of explore and open up some doors that aren't easily closed. But
sexually, you mean as far as
with women? Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, because me and my wife, we were estranged, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that we just didn't have like sexual relations on that often.
So let me ask about that. So when did y'all get married? How old were you?
I was 31.
31. So 6 years ago. And so how old was she?
About 31, about 27.
Okay, she's about 4 years younger?
Yeah.
How long did y'all date before y'all got married?
Not long. Not long. The reason why we got married wasn't just because of love. We had a lot of commonality. We had a lot of goals in mind. We both wanted children. We both wanted to kind of start our lives, as married couple.
Where'd y'all meet?
I met her on Old National. She was going out to eat with some of her friends, and I was in the line behind her, and I thought she was cute. I talked her up.
And so, I mean, you never answered my question. How long did y'all date before y'all got married?
Like maybe about 5 months.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's fairly quick.
I mean, considering today, it's relative. Today.
Yeah, I get it.
People date for a long time.
Right. No doubt. I mean, if you're talking 120 years ago, 5 months probably is a long courting period.
Exactly.
So I mean, I get it. But I mean, ultimately, it's fair to say that you guys may not have fully known each other after 5 months.
That's a total.
And so I mean, you had the kid, I guess, shortly after getting married.
About a year in.
About a year in, okay. And so I mean, how was the sex life up to that point?
It was good, and I'm a pretty understanding person, but what it really had to do was I'm a combat vet, and so I have PTSD, and it was undocumented, and I didn't know I had PTSD, so I was going through changes in myself, not knowing how to deal with having a new wife. My first wife passed away from multiple sclerosis, but I had an opportunity to really be a husband, and so this was my first opportunity stepping into those shoes.
Okay, so you've been married twice.
Yeah, my first wife.
Okay, my condolences about your first wife, man. And definitely, salute to you and appreciate your service, man, as far as your military service. Couple questions. How long were you in the military?
4 years.
4 years? And so when did you get married the first time? How old were you then?
I was 23.
23? Was she in the military as well?
No. I met her in Fairburn. We met. We were living in the same apartment, so we were dating. I went to the military. I found out she was looking for me. It kind of touched me. We reacquainted, and I got married to her right before my last deployment.
Okay. And so, how long into the marriage did she pass?
She passed 2 years into our marriage.
Did you notice she had MS? going into it?
She didn't know, I didn't know, and she had a really rare form that kind of like expedited, you know, the situation. Very rare.
Okay.
So
sorry to hear about that. And you say you was deployed most of the time during that marriage?
Yeah.
Okay, so you never really got the experience, you say, of being a, you know, in-home husband.
Exactly.
Okay, and so this was your first experience with that. Now you say the sex life was good. I mean, how many times a week were y'all having sex on average before the kid?
Maybe 3, 2 initially. And I know women go through changes, so you know.
Hey, what's going on, Auntie?
As I said, I'm understanding, but you know, I never cheated on my wife, so I went years without having like any reciprocity.
Without having what?
Any reciprocity, any
energy, like she wanted to have sex with you?
It wasn't even so much that. It was like you work 12-hour shifts in a cold warehouse. You want somebody to hug sometimes. It's not about always the sex.
So she wasn't doing that stuff?
No. But she was good. She was a good wife for what she thought a wife should be.
Which was what?
She could take care of home. She's a conscientious, intelligent woman. Very beautiful.
Yeah, but you haven't mentioned anything that necessarily benefits you. I mean, I get the home part, but
I'm a pretty selfless person. You know, I'm really empathetic by nature. So
well, I get that, but obviously you needed something, and
yeah, and
she wasn't doing it.
And
did you guys try to go to therapy?
I started going to therapy. She didn't come with me.
Why not?
She thought I had more of the problem than she did. Because like, here's the thing: I was going from job to job because even though I was bringing in approximately like between 45 and 50,000 a year, I had problems with jobs because my PTSD and dealing with people sometimes and not being a social animal that way, you know what I mean? So like, if people don't like you, this is a right to work state. People make trouble for you, man. Trying to explain.
What type of work were you doing?
A warehouse.
Warehouse jobs? Okay. All right, man. And so I mean, was she kind of frustrated about
Absolutely.
the job situation and stuff like that? Because that'll make them dry up real quick, man.
Exactly. And I understood that, but like, the thing about it is, like, I'm in a situation that I can't easily control. I'm now on medication. They upped my dosage since I got shot in the head, so that was like, you know, it definitely did.
So I mean, have you considered disability?
It's crossed my mind, but right now I'm just trying to, like, you know, just get back in the swing of things, you know.
Well, I mean, but it sounds like that may be the best route for you. If you're having problems holding down the job, you say due to PTSD.
Well, now it's different. Since I'm really taking the medication, it's changed my life.
So you feel like you'll be able to hold down a job better now?
I didn't have a problem holding down the job. Like, I was never late. Like, my work record was impeccable. But when people try to make trouble for you, it puts you in a situation where it's like you want to be an earner, you want to be a protector and facilitate that, but you're in a situation where your work environment is like toxic.
What do you mean? You feel like people was trying you at work?
Man, yeah, absolutely. Because when you try to be quiet, sometimes people take that quietness for like something else, not realizing you're going out of your way not to be.
I get it, man. I get it, but you know, ultimately, the outcome is what matters, and so if that results in you going from job to job, then that's what your wife, you know, kind of cared about.
And I totally get that, but here's the thing. So she told the judge. Now this is on YouTube. This is on Zoom for all the world to see. She told the judge the reason why we were getting divorced, was because of my PTSD and a lot of, like, you know, things that were related to that. It had nothing to do with me cheating on her or being untrue or
not
being. No, not initially. Like, when we separated, I started to venture around because I'm a man, you know.
What about her?
I have no idea. I doubt it. We don't really come from that, you know. Like, we're really, and I don't mean to speak for her. She's her own person, but if she did, you know, she was pretty sneaky about it. I didn't know, but I wasn't living in the house either.
And so you say you started doing the drugs so that you could, I guess, get an enhanced sexual feeling?
No, I was just curious about, like, what it would be like. This old cat told me, he was like, man, you hit this still, man, you nut on yourself. I was like, that's interesting.
But I mean, come on now. Like, you grew up here in Atlanta. You know the effect that crack has had on the black community. I mean, you literally grew up in that, all right? We're close to the same age. And so, you know, I mean, tell me, like...
Why would you do that? I thought the same thing. Like, it was always a strange thing to hear, like, a young person or somebody that...
that's in this generation kind of like, choosing to do that.
But it was, once I kind of got into the lifestyle where I saw it, you know, up close, is you stop thinking that people don't even do anything.
Why was you even around that type of environment in the first place?
When you're living in your car,
okay, so this is I mean, if I asked your wife, why did she divorce you? What do you think she would tell me?
I think she'd probably tell you exactly what she told the judge.
Due to the PTSD?
And the judge was like, okay, well, Mrs. Sanders, that's a terrible reason to get a divorce from your combat war-ridden husband. You know, like people think that they want these things, they want these types of men. Like I'm what you call like a man's man, right? Guns, sports, that type of thing. But when it comes to war, real war, not like, you know, I want no paper pusher. Anybody who sees this and knows me, 2-7 light infantry, I was a Marine, so the things that, like, you know, happen within the confines of that really fucked me up. And I needed some understanding.
So I mean, if she would have happened to come across this video on YouTube, what would you tell her? What would you be? What are your thoughts and feelings about the fact that she wasn't there for you? Like, you know, she took vows, for better or for worse, but I guess those vows don't really mean much these days. But what are your thoughts about that, man?
I think overall,
look her in the camera. If you could give her a message.
Well, Tish, listen, I love you. You're the best decision I ever made for the mother of my one and only daughter. However, I felt abandoned. I reached out and you kind of kicked me a couple times. And I wasn't really expecting that. I tried to put myself in and switch our situations, and like, even if you never loved me, I could never have treated somebody that I just met off the street like that. But it's irregardless, because guess what? I'm a man, and it was my job to facilitate comfort and provide you with, like, you know, those creature comforts that come along with marriage. And so I failed you. I failed you. And there's a part that I definitely played in that. I take full responsibility for it, but I did need you.
Hey man, listen man, that's real, man. And at the end of the day, again, you know, you're taking accountability, but the truth is that she didn't play her role either, because she was supposed to be there to be supportive and to help you move through that. So let me ask you this, man. When was the last time you saw your daughter?
About 3 months ago. Christmas. I bought her a bunch of gifts and stuff, and I was in a hospital, and you know, Tish came and picked them up, but then she yelled at me because they were gift wrapped. So I thought that was strange. But yeah, you know, I mean, that's when I saw her. It was exactly the 27th. I remember that.
Do you miss her?
She's my obsession. My daughter's all I think about. You can ask anybody that knows me. I'm well known here. I think I'm well liked. You know, I'm not a lazy man. I wake up every day around 6 o'clock.
So I mean, where are they at?
They're in Jonesboro. We had a house. I had a house with her.
So she still lives in the house?
Yeah. They're doing well.
So I mean, can you not visit?
She doesn't. She told me she'd rather that not. That I'd rather not. Or
so I mean, let's get down to the bottom line. Be honest. When was the last time you did crack or meth?
Crack. Maybe a month ago. Meth. It's been a while. It's been a while. But then I don't have binges and stuff like that.
So why won't she let you come and see your child?
dating and things like this. I think she just wants to move on. Here's the thing, man. This was a hard truth for me to realize. Like, my wife, and this happens. This is real. My wife never loved me to begin with. So when you give a person ammunition to get away from you, they do it.
Well, and I 1000% understand that, man, but that has nothing to do with your daughter.
No. Well,
and so her love for you has nothing to do with her love for her daughter. And for the sake of her daughter, she should want you to be a part of her life, because that's going to be what's best for your daughter.
You know, she says she believes that, and in my heart of hearts, I know she believes that. But the last text I sent regarding my daughter, I was like, listen, you know, I like, you know, to come and visit her. I miss her. You know what I mean? Can we negotiate something? Can we hook that up? And she said that was a no-go, straight up, right now. And we have to talk about it, but we haven't as of yet. So right now, all I'm trying to do is fix my situation. So if I'm doing well, I have the power and the authority to say.
You're gonna have to go to court, man.
Well,
You're gonna have to get back on your feet.
exactly.
You're gonna have to go to court and get whatever custody level that you can get, man, because that's some bullshit on her part. That's some straight up bullshit. But you know, I'm not gonna inject too much in my opinion. All right, man. And so, all right. Well, listen, man. At this point, what are we doing to try to get ourselves out of this position, off the street, and back to stability?
I'm glad you asked, my man. So with that said, I got a job at a Gateway, and I got some other things, you know, in the pipeline. Just because, like, you know, I just want a stepping stone. It's not as much money as I'm accustomed to, but right now I just want to get back in the swing of things, just working, having a sense of purpose every day. And money in my pocket is nice. Being broke ain't fun.
So I mean, what kind of timeline do you think we're looking at?
Well, I just got hired. You know, when you're on the street, a lot of times, like, your information, it gets stolen, taken, misplaced, things like that. So this is the first time in a long time where I've had as much information that I do have. So I'm able to make those moves that seem
I
pretty
get it,
easy.
but you know, let's get to the question, man. What kind of timeline?
For everything, or just the job?
What kind of timeline until you think that you'll be in your own place with some stability, stable job, etc.?
It really doesn't take that long, like maybe a month or two.
Man, that's pretty quick, man, as far as from what I've seen out here.
Yeah.
But I would say, man, if, you know, maybe 3 or 4 months, if you can make that happen, you know, maybe you qualify for the housing voucher program, maybe you qualify for disability.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is why I say that. So just follow me. So the VA, I'm in line for this thing called HUD-VAS.
Called what?
HUD-VAS.
Okay.
I was in a program where I wasn't allowed to, like, you know, make phone calls and stuff like that. So I got pushed to the back of the line. So I had to re-inject myself into that situation. While I got a referral from the VA to go on the 4th floor here. And if I have a job there, I can just go up and down. You know what I mean? It's an easy get. You know what I mean? So just saving money. I really don't have, like, a lot of wants or desires.
Right.
It's easy to facilitate that. I don't have, like, a record. You know what I mean?
I get it, man. It's expensive out here, though.
I know.
It's expensive, and saving money while you don't have the whole lot of expenses is one thing. But when those expenses start coming, then it's you know, you want to make sure that the math is mathing and that everything is, all the lines are meeting at the end of the month, you know.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna put a little caveat on that. I'm not doing it alone. God is able.
Absolutely.
And we can't please God without faith, right? So I'm walking by faith right now. Anything that I've been given or any opportunity that's come my way has really been by the grace of God. And so if I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I'm the head and not the tail, and these are promises, then I'm gonna move on that. In 2 months, who knows, maybe in 1 month. You know, like,
I can dig it. I can dig it, man. Because I mean, I ain't trying to say
no.
Make it be longer, but you know,
you're a realist. But you know, like, what I do see out here, a lot of times, a lot of folks out here, they lose hope. You know, people talk down to them. Their spirits are crushed. See, I'm strong. I'm in my right mind. My body is impeccable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any like real addictions or things like that, and so it would be flawed.
So you don't think that the meth or the crack is
No,
going to be something that's going to present an issue?
It never really was.
So let me ask you this, man. I mean, if your family were to happen to come across this video on YouTube, your mom, your dad, any one of them, what do you think their thoughts and instincts would be?
Well, I can't really say. My mother passed away in 2011.
Man, I'm sorry to hear about that, man.
Like maybe a month or two after my wife.
Oh man.
And my father, like, we were never really close. Like, he's not my biological father, but I always gave him respect because I felt like he did something that he didn't have to do, but he really never liked me. And he told me that to my face. So it's not me, you know, making a presumption.
How long? What age were you when he started to be your stepdad?
1 year old. He's all I've ever known. So.
And so, what about your biological father? Did you ever know him?
No. To my mother's discredit, you know, God rest her soul. She forced him out of my life, and she admitted that. From what I was told by people who knew him, who know him, and who have known him, he's a quality person.
Is he still alive?
I have no idea.
Do you know his name?
I know his first name, not his last. His name's Timothy.
Timothy?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody that knows him?
The only person that I have any acquaintance with him and me and that trifecta would probably be my aunt, and you know, she doesn't really know that much. But from what I've been told, like, you know, and I do remember, funny enough, I was very young, and I remember a man coming to my driveway and having a discussion with my mother, and the gist of the conversation was like, you know, basically buzz off, you know, you're gonna make trouble here. And me knowing myself, I can see how he easily gave up because he was married, and when he met my mom, he was just going through a separation. I have 3 sisters I've never met. All graduated from college, to my understanding, strongly. And you know, he wanted to do the right thing, but you give people an out, they take it, and he probably was crushed. You know, because I can imagine if I were in that situation, how I would take it, and I would probably do the same thing. For better or for worse, it's the truth. You know?
Well, don't do that in your daughter's situation.
No. Well, see,
definitely don't do that in your daughter's situation. But that's a different situation because, like you say, he was married, and you know, your mom, that was kind of a side thing. Okay, all right, man. Well, listen, man. If anybody out there, what's up now? If anybody out there, man, wanted to reach out, help, or donate, man, do you have a way they could do that? Social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I don't do social media. I like my anonymity. I don't have Cash App at the moment, but if you want to reach out, I'll be basically a gateway downtown. So yeah, that's the best protocol I can give you right now.
All right, man. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you taking the time, answering all of our questions, man. And we definitely wish you nothing but the best out here, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Likewise.
No doubt, man. Make sure you have a good one.
Bye.